Hello. I am Jamie Wilshire, aka Formula Fanboy, and I created and directed and wrote and produced FNaF The Final Chapter, which is why I'm commentating on it. So, yay! No one really told me to do this, but I kind of felt like it, and I had to blow time while the next FNaF film that I'm making renders in my video editor because it's super laggy, so, yeah. Well, not really that much to talk about, but I'll try anyway. Yay, the animatronics, yeah. Now that I'm able to actually use the CGI seriously, I, used the other movie, I think it was called Formula Fanboy Academy or something, to basically test out the CGI animation, but I'd say that it actually works, pretty well, even when I'm not just shoehorning it in as an excuse to test it out. And fun fact, there is nothing in that cup. I actually got that with a lunchbox that I, never ended up seeing again. But, yeah, no, I'm, drinking air. Every time that I drink out of that cup, there's nothing in it. Also, I love how you just gotta bang that thing to make it work. Oh, that came out wrong. You just gotta, hit it really hard. Also, that's not actually a computer, that's a DVD player. Ooh, suspenseful. It started right there. I love how you can tell it's the middle of the day. Yeah, look, Foxy runs down this hallway 3 times. That's the second time right there. And then this is the third time. That was the same hallway all 3 times. And, you can't probably see that, but it says 6 a.m. Because it's way too dark to read. At least the bigger the screen is, or the darker the screen is. If you're watching it on a phone, then with the brightness set to the highest possible, it should end up being pretty clear what it's trying to say. And, yeah, the phone guy calls for nights 1 and night 2 are actually cut down to make them shorter, because otherwise they were actually longer than the nights themselves. Fun little fact there. Also, another fun fact, the shots of Foxy and the show stage, so, the CGI for them and the actual locations are the exact same shots every single time. And there's the marionette, who I sadly ended up doing nothing with, but he plays a pretty big part in the next FNaF film, so yay! Basically, I'm rebooting the entire FNaF thing, and I figured I'd remake the FNaF 4 one. And Bonnie's gone. Well, that's always a good sign in FNaF, one of the animatronics isn't there. I love how Foxy attacks you on the first night, though, and then he pretty much does nothing the second night. Yeah, I'm really proud of that shot. I'm really proud of the entire film as a whole, especially the CGI with the animatronics. I'm really proud of that. Yeah, I didn't create these models. They were created by a free mobile app that I use for my CGI, which is called Animate Plus. Well, actually, Animate Plus is about $1, but there is a free trial version, and you don't need to pay the $1 to get the CGI like the type that I used here. It will be harder without paying the $1, but it will still be possible. And that suspense music leads to nothing. Yeah, literally all of the nights are 2 minutes. But, fun fact, this is the first FNaF film that I've done that actually has 5 nights in it. It's also the first FNaF film that I've done that has all of the animatronics. And it's good that I can actually use CGI now, because, well, in FNaF The Prize Corner, while having those practical effects is great and all, then it's not necessarily the best, because half the time you can actually tell it's the guy in the suit, and also there's other things similar to that. They're really not convincing. Not that they're really convincing here either. But, it's also great that it's CGI and not just some random green screen effects that I found on the internet, like with FNaF Homecoming, because then I really did not have much of an option of what to do with them, so this makes it much better. if you play this movie on like a PS4 or something, it actually looks really cool. Like if you play it on a really big TV or a really big screen, it looks super awesome, despite not being convincing in the slightest. Again, I'm pretty proud of this film. It's probably one of the best ones I've made. Oh, and they're not there. Some of you probably thought that I just forgot to edit them in when you first saw that shot. And there's Foxy singing. And there's yeah, I use that exact same animation routine for all of the animatronics when it shows them like this. And just switched out the characters. And, OCD attacking me in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That black line makes me want to shove my head into the dirt. It's so annoying. That happens with my video editor all the time, though. It's a good video editor, though. I'd recommend it. I use AVS Video Editor. It costs money, but it's worth it. It really is. It's a very good video editor. The only issue with it is that it really, doesn't have good quality once it renders for things like screen recording. Night 4, alright. So yeah, this is essentially how FNaF films are going to look like on my channel from now on. And even though this is called the final chapter, I'm still going to be doing FNaF films, don't worry. I have one rendering right now, and I'm going to upload it tonight. That is tonight, as in tonight on the date that I'm recording this commentary in. It should actually almost be done rendering. Yeah, fun fact with, another fun fact with, Freddy and Foxy, I have to manually add the, hook hand and the top hat each time. It doesn't come with that. And, oh, yeah, I love how I timed this scene so wrong. I timed it, like, horribly. The idea was to have the cup start dripping down from my face either once I started hearing the banging or once the music started playing, and I got neither of it right. Or neither of it, neither of them. But, yeah, oh yeah, right, the hook hand and the top hat. The top hat is the most interesting because once I add it, since it's supposed to fit a Minecraft character, then I have to, downsize it by like 5 or 10. And then I have to put it up so that it's not literally inside of the head. And this shot goes on forever. I'm not sure why, but my video editor slowed down the shot here. And also, if you look closely at Chica, you'll see she's not walking at all. Well, look closely at the way her legs and arms are moving. And also, there's a Freddy mask there. If you rewind, you'll notice that there's no Freddy mask. Yeah, this is a reoccurring thing with this movie. That's also the Freddy mask from FNaF Prize Corner. And there's unconvincing CGI Freddy. Yeah, he's not even that big compared to me. And considering that I'm not very tall to begin with, in fact, I'm pretty short, that's saying something. And this scene goes on forever too, but that's just because I didn't film it right. There's a lot of things I didn't do right with this. But then again, that's just because there's a lot of things I don't do right ever. Yeah, this is the same footage every single time of the clock saying 6 a.m. Which, can you really blame me for that? I mean, I actually did the same thing with the other FNaF film, and I'm gonna do it with all the other FNaF films. And this is super duper incredibly scary phone guy call. Yeah, also, you'll notice that the cameras only work in nights 1 through 3. In nights 4 and 5, the cameras actually just stop working altogether. I wanted to have Golden Freddy show up on the 5th night. I wanted to, like, be running from Golden Freddy. But sadly, there wasn't actually a Golden Freddy model for me to use, so I can't actually use Golden Freddy in my films. And there he is. There's Freddy. Hi, Freddy. I'm just gonna leave now. Oh god, this looks wrong if you look at the way that my head tips up and the way that my hands are moving. And then you just hear the wet sounds after it. It looks wrong. It looks really wrong. The idea is that I'm getting stuffed into a suit right now, but that's actually not what it ends up looking like, sadly. And there's the logo, looking cool as ever. Well, it zooms into plushies because, we don't need to talk about, shoving me into the suit. Five Nights at Freddy's, the final chapter, except that, 10 more films are gonna come out after it. And then the same transition that it opened with, but reversed, so it zooms into something, turns black, and then it transitions into an actual just black frame. And I forgot to put in written by Formula Fanboy. Yeah, I didn't, written by Jamie Wilshire. Yeah, again, I'm pretty unprofessional, but that was the commentary. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm gonna do the commentary shortly for the other film. But, yeah. Woohoo! What are you still doing here?